Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're diving into a really big idea, health. And I don't just mean not getting sick. I mean true, deep well-being. We're going to tap into the insights of Dr. Fatih Salama to build a simple but really powerful guide to what he calls holistic health. So let's jump right in. This question hits home for just about everyone, doesn't it? It feels like we're constantly being pulled in a million directions. Just trying to find a little bit of balance can feel like a full-time job. What we're going to explore is an answer to this. And look, it's not some magic bullet, but it is a really practical, integrated way of thinking that can help you find that balance.
And this quote right here from Dr. Fatih Salama, this is our North Star for today. It completely reframes the entire goal. I mean, think about it. For so long, we've thought of health as just playing defense, trying to avoid getting sick. But this flips the script. It puts us on offense, actively building a state of complete well-being. It's a small shift, but it makes health an active, daily pursuit.
Okay, so to get there, we first have to kind of zoom out. We need to take a much broader view. Because being healthy, well, it's so much more than just the number on a scale or whether you've got the sniffles.
And here's the core concept, holistic health. Now, the most important word on this slide is integrated. See, instead of thinking about your health in separate little boxes, like here's your physical health and over here's your mental health, imagine them more like interconnected streams. What you do for one directly impacts the others. They all flow together. And that's what creates your overall state of well-being.
So let's start with the part we can all see and feel, right? Our physical foundation. Dr. Salama sees this as the absolute bedrock. It's the base that everything else is built on top of.
Now, Dr. Salama's plan for our physical health really boils down to these 5 fundamentals. And look, there are no crazy secrets here. We've all heard these before. But the real insight isn't what they are. It's seeing them as one interconnected system for taking care of your body. But there's one thing on this list that is so crucial, it really deserves its own moment.
And that's sleep. What I absolutely love about this is just how simple and clear it is. 7 to 8 hours. Dr. Salama doesn't frame this as a nice to have. He frames it as a non-negotiable. It's like a prescription. This is the time when your body and your brain are doing all their essential repair work. You're consolidating memories, you're regulating hormones. It's the nightly reboot that makes everything else actually possible.
This slide, this really gets to the heart of this whole integrated approach. Think of it like this. Your physical health is the engine. It's what gives you energy and vitality. But your mental health, that's the steering wheel. That's what directs all that energy. You absolutely need both. It's not about one being more important than the other. They're a team. They have to work together.
All right, so with that physical foundation in place, let's turn our attention inward. Because nurturing our mind is the second crucial pillar in this holistic way of life.
And here we go again, a list of proactive things you can do. But the real power here is in how we think about them. For instance, making time to just rest and relax, that's not being lazy. It's essential maintenance for your brain. Managing stress isn't some luxury. It's preventative care. And expressing your feelings or even asking for help when you need it, that's not a weakness. It's a sign of a really strong, well-managed inner world.
So building on that strong inner world, we get to our third pillar. And this one involves a really fascinating shift in thinking. Dr. Salama argues that happiness, a high quality of life, these things aren't just random events that happen to us. No, they are skills that we can actually practice.
The first skill is presence. It's the simple, though let's be honest, not always easy, act of just being here. It means pulling your focus away from worrying about the future or replaying the past and just grounding yourself in this moment, right here, right now, and appreciating it for what it is. The second skill is gratitude. And this is so much more than just saying thank you. It's a mental exercise. When you consciously take a moment to notice the good things in your life, you are literally retraining your brain. You're teaching it to scan for the positives instead of the negatives, and that can fundamentally change your entire outlook.
And the final part of this practice combines purpose and connection. You can think of it as a two-part engine for creating a meaningful life.
Setting clear goals gives you that internal drive, that sense of direction. But then, finding ways to give and help others, that connects you to something bigger than yourself. And together, those two things create this deep, lasting sense of fulfillment.
Okay, so we've talked about the physical, we've talked about the mental, and we've talked about the practice of happiness. Now, let's pull it all together. Because the real magic here isn't in mastering just one of these things. It's about seeing how they all weave together, creating the fabric of a truly balanced and resilient life.
This quote just brings everything full circle, doesn't it? This is that feedback loop we talked about at the start. It works like this. When you get enough sleep, you have the mental energy to actually be present and practice gratitude. And when you manage your stress, you have the physical energy to work towards your goals. See? Each part fuels the others, creating this powerful upward spiral of well-being that makes you so much more resilient.
So, we want to leave you with a direct question. Looking at all these different pieces, the physical, the mental, the practice of happiness, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's not the point. The point is to just choose one thing. What's one small step inspired by this idea that you're going to take today to start building a more integrated and fulfilling life?